Now that you've had a chance to look over some of the course materials, you might have noticed something interesting about how I plan to evaluate your progress in this course. Instead of traditional grades, we will be using the B contract. So now the question is, of course, what is the B contract? For some of you, you might have encountered contract grading in other courses, and this is very similar to that. If you're brand new to contract grading, the key points to remember are that we don't assign traditional grades to major assignments or even homework assignments. Instead, the emphasis is on process and on progress throughout the semester. For me, the B contract allows me to enact my commitment to social justice, and it is demonstrated that a B contract can actually improve students' performance in a number of different areas. And it removes barriers for students who might be underrepresented in a number of ways, including first-generation college students and other students that are in the academic environment that might be fairly new. So the B contract provides you opportunities to advance through the course and work towards at least a B in the class. It outlines particularly what you need to do to earn a B and then what you can do to go above and beyond those requirements in order to earn an A. So here you see on the screen that I've pulled up the B contract, and I'd like you to peruse through that. And some of the key highlights that I want to point out are what you need to do to be able to earn a B. The main requirements are that you're mostly doing all of the work. You're completing readings, you're fully engaged, you're putting obvious effort into each major assignment draft, you're working on revising, you're participating fully in everything that you can. This means that you might miss a thing or two, but that's okay. The B contract provides opportunities for missteps or misses, and we can come back from those things. So the biggest thing is that, say, you turn in an assignment, you've put your best effort in it, but it isn't quite hitting the mark. If you revise that, you can still earn a B, at least a B in the class. So if your first papers are kind of in the C range, but by the end of the semester you're producing work that's in the B range, that means you have fulfilled the requirements of the B so long as you've also completed other work. So what my emphasis here is that it is about trying, it's not about perfection. A lot of times students refuse to turn in work to me because they're afraid it's not good enough, and I don't want that to ever be a barrier to your learning. What I'm interested in here is best attempts, best efforts. So as long as you're trying, you're meeting with me, and you're working hard, you're going to get at least a B in the course. The key idea here, demonstrate a trajectory of growth and improvement over the course of the semester, is really key, and I want to keep coming back around to that. Here's what I'm hoping you will have accomplished by the end of the semester that you can demonstrate that mean that you have met the outcomes of the course and that you've earned a B in the class. So say you're like, cool, B sounds great, but I actually want to earn an A. Great, so I've outlined that as well. The idea with an A is that you go above and beyond the B requirements. So you're demonstrating a nuanced understanding of your disciplinary conventions. You're working effectively and creatively within the limitations of your text. You're doing a little bit more to revise, refine, and improve your writing over the course of the semester. One of the key requirements for the B is that you, instead of revising one assignment, you revise both assignments. And all of these different things can mean that you're going above and beyond to meeting the B contract. So the thing I want to reassure you here is that I'll check in with you periodically and let you know what's going on. But the other thing that I've done is I've outlined what it takes to earn each grade point. B is the thing I see as the default, but that doesn't mean that you can't earn an A in the class, of course. So for instance, if you look here, missing work and absences, obviously it's an online class, so we don't have absences in the same ways that you would in a face-to-face class. But instead we look at the homework and some of the different activities that we do as absences. So each week I ask you to complete a weekly reflection, and if you're aiming for the A, as long as you only miss 1 or 0, then you will have the A point. If you missed 2 of those reflections, then that automatically places you into the B category. For both the A and B, you need to participate actively in the revision workshops. So that means making sure you're submitting your drafts and also responding to your peers in whatever format we're doing, whether it's the individual assignments or the group assignments. So those are really essential, and if you miss one of those, then you'll automatically actually be bumped down to a C level. So you want to keep an eye out for those. In terms of homework and major projects, the A allows you to miss 2 homeworks completely. 2 or fewer, you can still earn an A. If you miss 3, you can still earn a B. For major projects, you can turn them in late So for an A point, it would be if you turned in 0 late or 1 late. Same with the B area. Missed homework, same thing. So we have those late homeworks and completely missed homework are different. So you can turn up to a couple of homeworks in late, but if you miss them completely, you can still miss a couple completely, but it'll affect your grade overall. You have to, however, turn in every single project to earn at least to earn any passing grade in the class. Missed projects usually will bump you down to an F. I think this table is wrong, actually. So we can have a conversation about what that means. Finally, the last two things I want to point out are that because we're emphasizing continuous improvement, I would like you each to go to the Writing Center at least once throughout the semester. You can go at any phase for any project, and the more you go, the better you're going to be in terms of getting feedback on your work and improving your writing. So this, again, just sends the message that you're putting forth your best effort and trying. And finally, the final revision project, which we'll talk about later in the semester, the final revisions of the 2 individual assignments. If you're aiming for an A, you'll have to revise both. If you're aiming for a B, then you'll just revise one, and so on and so forth. So I hope this demystifies and clarifies what the B contract is a little bit, and also my commitment to using it in a class to help support all students regardless of background or any other complicating factors. Writing is a scary process, and a lot of students bring baggage with them into the classroom. And so with that in mind, I use the B contract to try to undermine or bolster students' confidence. And that's always my goal for you, is that you leave this class with the knowledge of where you're strong in your writing, where you can continue working to improve, and how you can go about doing that. So thanks, and let me know if you have any questions about the grading, and let me know what you need.